Hello, welcome back to our Dharma talk. We're talking about health scenes, and this is a continuation with the part about the 10 wholesome ways. Okay, so previously I was recording this, what was supposed to be this episode itself, about anger, and I was interrupted by a phone call, and the phone call got me out of the house, and then I got really busy, and thus I actually forgot the entire trail of it. When I'm interrupted in a Dhamma talk, I just had to discard the entire thing because the flow is just not there. So yeah, so this week I'm recording again, right? Today is about anger, the subject about anger. And the strange thing about Dhamma talk is that when I was recording last week, I was interrupted, right? I've told you just now. And during the course of my thinking back of my recording last week, it suddenly dawned upon me that I have forgotten to tell you something that is critical in terms of metaphysics, in terms of the relationship between our emotions to the universe. And so, yeah, that recording was interrupted for a good reason. Okay, so this week I'm going to share with you, okay, the talk about the 10 wholesome ways. Earlier we have already done the 10 wholesome ways with regards to, okay, 10 wholesome ways, 10 parts of it we have done regarding the actions, the killing, the stealing, the sexual misconduct, and then we have also done that part about the verbal, that lying, those speeches that are fraudulent, that are malicious, that can actually pull us into hell. So we are at the third section of these 10 wholesome ways, which is about the actions. Okay, so the previous Dhamma talk was about greed, and so this one now is about anger. Okay, before the last part, the next one will be about the last part. The last part is on the unwholesome thoughts that are perverted. Okay, so now we talk about anger, right? What I missed out last week when I was recording about anger is the relationship between our emotions to what's happening around us, because a lot of times we can only think about ourselves, one single entity. Okay, we are not thinking like the ways of how Buddha and Bodhisattvas are thinking, because for them they think about it as a really holistic thing. It's like I am you, you are me. Okay, anything that I am doing affects you, and things that you are doing also affects me. And the you that I'm talking about is not just you as an individual person. I'm talking about the objects, I'm talking about the entire weather conditions, I'm talking about the changes around the entire globe, around the entire galaxy, the entire universe actually. Okay, this is going into a sphere that is deeper than what our human understanding can go to. And so it will be a little bit difficult for me to explain to you at this stage. If you are new to my Dharma talks, it will be difficult to explain to this stage, but I shall attempt to do this again, the explanation in depth, when I go to two other sutras, which is the Diamond Sutra and also the Infinite Lifetime Sutra. Okay, yes, I will be doing those after I have finished with this 10 Wholesome Ways Sutra and the Health Scene Sutra, because at this moment it is critical for us to understand exactly what it truly means, okay, about hell. And some people, they just hold on religiously to what they think hell is, which is about you do bad things, you get punished, but then you are pardoned because you believe in something. Okay, it's more complicated than that. Okay, it is not so simple as to seeing it within one scope of what we consider as good and as bad. Okay, because a lot of times when we watch movies will only tell you, oh, this guy is going to rot in hell, right? But how do we know for sure? Okay, for this particular act, he is going to happen, whatever you say that he's going to happen. But beyond that, his entire life itself, okay, it is actually the entire existence is, you can say that it is about, for those who believe in physics, for those who are more inclined to science, it is about a matter of balance. It is about A more than B. Okay, it's just like how you manage your finances, is how you manage your assets. Okay, when assets is more than your liability, then you have a surplus, right? So if your merits are more than your sins, the weight of it is not even the count, it is the weight of it, right? If your merits is heavier than your sin, then you ascend. If your merits is lesser than your sin, then you go down below, because that is too heavy, so it just dumps you down there. Okay, so just like assets and liability, you have the asset, the liability can throw you down the drain, but you are still going to continue accumulating assets, and you still going to continue accumulating liabilities. So there is a constant in and out, balancing, or rather not balancing, but whatever the outcome is, it is how it is. So when we're talking about karma and karmic consequences, this is actually talking about the balance sheet itself, right? But this balance sheet, this scorecard, is not kept by us. We are not capable with our human understanding, our mortal understanding, we're not capable of judging to say that this weighs more than this. Okay, like for example, if somebody who blatantly, okay, who truly believe an evil is good, then this true belief is definitely a negative, right? But if somebody accidentally helped an evil, right, he has no intention of it, his intention was pure, his intention was good, he meant to do something good, but accidentally his good deed was actually changed into a bad one. Okay, you can say that it is due to the lack of immortal wisdom. Okay, lack of that kind. I won't even say immortalism. I'm going to say it as the lack of understanding of karmic consequences, right? He can see his karma, okay, based on just that event itself, his pure intentions. He can only see that event itself, but he did not collectively see the stakeholders of his action. Okay, because the stakeholders of his action may have a very strong negative karma, thus his good karma, his good deeds, the action that is perceived as good, when he reach this person with heavy negative karma, the good cannot surpass the bad, and that is what in turn this supposedly good intention changes into something bad. Okay, I'm putting this in a very layman kind of understanding of explanation, because I don't want you to go into that really in-depth kind of calculations, because we are not capable of it, because mainly we only see within this lifetime. You and I have not seen beyond this lifetime to see other people beyond this lifetime. Okay, we only saw what we are in this lifetime. We might see what other people are in this lifetime, but we don't see beyond why they have come to become like this. Why do they have that kind of karmic situation that allows them to commit so many negative. Okay, so how did they have that kind of life to do that? All right, the master always said it is easy for somebody who is rich to commit a sin compared to somebody who is not rich to commit a sin. Okay, some people correlate it with the wealth accumulation, as in this person does not have the money to cause that much damage. Okay, the circle of the influence of this person is not going to allow him to commit such bad things. But coming to that, this poverty, okay, this so-called poverty, is probably not something bad at all, because he does not have that kind of power to do that kind of bad, right? That influence so many people. But a person who has that kind of good karmic conditions accumulated from his past, which brought him to his present, is capable of doing something that has a rippling effect to affect a lot of people. It can be those people like around his entire neighborhood, around his entire country for country leaders, okay, his company for company leaders, his country for country leaders, or maybe even more than that, right? But in all effect, if he has the kind of karma, the merit enough for him to spread his influence so widely, if this person has the wisdom to use this to spread good, right, then it will be good. It will really benefit the entire communities that he's affecting. Okay, so if not, if he does something bad, okay, in terms of murder, in terms of stealing, in terms of anything malicious that you can think about that is legally and morally wrong, okay, because sometimes something can be legally right but still morally wrong, okay, so that kind of influence, it will happen in magnitudes that is correlated to the influence of this person, okay, and the influence of this person will actually be something that is related to his karmic accumulation from the past and the present. Okay, so when we're talking about this kind of karmic influence, back to our topic today about anger. Okay, so when we're talking about anger, this can actually be proven by science. If there's anybody who, I don't know, I didn't look up on studies on this, but if you want to do a study on this, you can do this. Okay, if you look at very simply, one single person, if the person is angry, right, his heartbeat goes faster, right, and while his heartbeat goes faster, with the speed that he's doing, the temperature of his body rising, you say blood pressure goes up, right? So heat is generated. Okay, you just imagine heat generated by one person, let's say a crying toddler, and the rest of you adults are pretty calm. Okay, so this angry baby will be calmed down by the calm adults, by the happy adults, right? So it is controllable. But imagine an entire nation, or like right now we are seeing in this world a lot of angry people that are caused by like the mindset of, I will do what I want, okay, I don't care what other people think about, and I don't care about anything else except for my personal well-being. I will say whatever I want and I do whatever I want, and it causes anger. The anger that is within this person, not because he wants to be himself, but the anger that he does not understand himself correctly. Okay, understanding ourselves correctly, each of us within, inside, is all calm, peaceful, and silent. Okay, we are calm, we are peaceful, we are silent, and if you just take 1 minute to sit in calmness, to sit in silence, to really be peaceful within yourself, you find yourself. Okay, this is why people say that meditation is very very important. Some people think that meditation is because, oh, it just clears your mind of everything for a moment, but actually if you go really deep into meditation, it is more than that. It is about going deep inside yourself. If you do meditation the way that I do, you go deep inside you understand who you are. Okay, you understand what's happening. You can understand, at least, you know, within this time frame, this current present time frame, you understand what's happening. Okay, but because this person, he does not understand himself, he does not know the real him, the person that he is, that is calm, peaceful and quiet. He is enraged, he is confused, he is looking for answers. Okay, but in the looking of answers, he's looking the wrong way. So that's why he is all furious, his emotions flare, and the temperature of his body goes up. Okay, one person doing this is not going to affect much, except for maybe his surrounding. The person needs more aircon than other people. But imagine this, okay, we're talking about entire country, we're talking about entire nations, entire continent, an entire region, an entire world. Okay, there are like some people, when you talk about political rhetorics, every time when there is an election coming up, there will be a lot of talks, right? The speeches given by politicians, and they always play on the rhetorics. Rhetorics will trigger that kind of reaction inside the person. Okay, it just stimulates the thought, and after that it affects the emotion and things like this. So what happens is that this person, he gets emotional, all the energy comes out, his body heats up. Not one person, but the entire community. Okay, and this heat, it dissipates. Okay, it escapes from the body outwards into the atmosphere. Okay, think about this. When heat dissipates out into the atmosphere, go back to science. When there is heat, okay, it goes up, it rises up, the temperature goes up, and then after that, sure, there's also the evaporation of water. There is a host of things, okay, heat waves and everything. It affects the entire cosmos, right? The weather itself is affected by it. So if you were to look at the ancient texts, okay, the masters have said before, greed can cause rain. Okay, it's related to water. The anger is related to heat. Okay, it's related to things that are fire-based. Like, for example, eruption of volcanoes. Eruption of volcanoes is pretty much the same as the eruption of a person's anger. Otherwise, they won't describe it so rightly as eruptions, right? And then there's also that drought, the hot weather, that kind of heat from the sun, the weather as it is now. Okay, it will, if let's say there are confusion, you're talking about things going haywire inside the head. So it's like a turbulence, it's like the wind. So what results is actually the things like tornadoes, right? In some cases, other than the wind, it is also the collapse of earth, right? Like the, in mild cases is erosion, okay? But in serious cases, you see landfalls, okay? So it is related to what we feel, okay? So when we look at this in a micro level, there is no effect. But if we look at it in the macro level, right, it can cause the climate condition that we have. I'm not discounting what we do as humans, okay? All the carbon releases and things like this, but all these external things, nature has a way of balancing itself. But what comes internally, nature also has a way to balance itself. when we have too much of it as an input to nature, nature has to find a way for output, hence the disasters. So when we're talking about anger, okay, it not only affects the person individually. You see a lot of people, they get angry, they are sulky, they are unhappy, they have this withheld anger inside them. They always wanted revenge, they always wanted to do bad things to other people because they're so angry inside. What you see first is a damage to their cells, their inside. Okay, so if you see that the history of people who are sickly, you will notice that they are angry inside. They have a lot of bottled up anger. They may not even be bottled up, they may actually be flaring it out. Okay, but they have a lot of anger inside, and thus it burns within themselves. It burns their healthy cells and it becomes an unhealthy cell. Okay, so it changes, it mutates, it technically it just burns. Okay, a piece of wood, you burn it, a perfectly nice piece of wood, if you were to burn it, it becomes charcoal, it becomes ash. That is how our perfectly healthy cells that's supposed to generate us gets burned and then becomes something else that we may not want in a healthy body. Okay, so generally anger is going to cause such things, and if any of you from the science community is actually listening to this, feel free to do the experiment. Okay, I don't care, I'm not going to ask about how much grant you can get to do an experiment like this, but if let's say you really want to do it, I'm very sure that you can correlate the anger that people are feeling today with the heat that is rising on our planet, okay, on Earth. So now we come back to the 10 wholesome ways. What happens if we give up that anger? Okay, first of all, when you give up the anger, you are going to slowly regenerate your body. Okay, because of all the calmness, the stillness and everything, it cools down, right? It will make you normal again. Okay, that is your current physical kind of benefit. Okay, so we're going to look at the benefits that is stated in the 10 wholesome sutras. Again, O Dragon King, if people give up anger, they will accomplish 8 kinds of dhammas of a joyful mind. What are the 8? Don't you want a joyful mind? I know I want a joyful mind. Okay, so number 1, their minds are free from the intention to irritate others. Okay, I have said just now, people who are angry, they just want to get back at other people, they want to revenge at other people. So if they are angry, they want to irritate other people. You know, some people are so annoying, everything that they do just seems so irritating. That is not always your problem. That is actually their own anger inside them that they don't understand themselves. Thus they think that they are harming you, they are irritating you, but actually they are doing it to themselves first. Okay, that kind of emotions inside them, that kind of anger inside them, and thus it translates into the aura. Okay, for those who are believers of the aura, like the you know, from inside this, what color to what color spectrum, that kind of thing. Okay, it is not just about color, because all these are, the reading of these colors is also thermic. Okay, it is related to the kind of heat, the kind of vibrations that you are sending out, which is of course related to heat. So it is related to that, and you can really feel it. Okay, you say that person has a bad aura, it emits a really bad aura, so you know that that person has something burning so badly inside that it can actually be felt on the outside. So if they have that anger inside them, the things that they do, their intentions, their mindset and everything has become so corrupt that everything that they do is just with the intention of irritating other people, to make other people uneasy, to make other people feel that, you know, just don't feel good, because they can't feel good themselves. That's what they hope other people are miserable like them. So if you don't have that kind of anger, you will not even think of wanting to do things to irritate other people. It won't be in your intention, right? It won't be in your agenda at all, consciously or subconsciously. But if you have anger inside you, it automatically becomes an agenda, intentionally or unintentionally. It is the agenda. But if you calm yourself, it won't happen. Okay? So, number 2, their minds are free from anger. Automatically, if you don't have anger, when you let go of anger, your mind is free from anger. Remember looking at some people when they are angry, sometimes the veins will show, right? They get so angry that the veins show, and then when you're looking at them, you're wondering whether, oh boy, is it, do we have to have the ambulance on standby because it looks like a vein is going to burst at any time, right? So if you are not angry, you are calm and you are peaceful, right? You are cool, you know. So if you are that way, you won't face the situations where you experience that kind of high blood pressure, the growing veins in your mind, okay, that affects, that can show from your brain, from your cortex over here, that brain section over here. It won't show, okay, if you're calm. And then you won't feel so easily angered by anything. You won't feel like the slightest thing makes you have an outburst. You don't feel that kind of angry, okay? So your mind will not have that kind of anger. Isn't that nice, right? If you don't need to always feel like you have to be angry about something, I know I'll be happy. Okay. Number 3, their minds are free from disputation. Okay, it's like you don't dispute everything. When you are not angry, you don't distrust people too easily. I'm not talking about naivety. I'm not talking about being so trusting that you trust everybody, but you just don't dispute everything in this world. Okay, if you look at the correlation between cases of gaslighting and discrediting in the sphere of workplace these days, okay, you will also notice that the more anger people have, the more gaslighting and discrediting there are at the workplace. When people are angry, the perspective is wrong. They want the anger makes them think that they are the invisible ones. Their anger makes them think that they are the greatest. And so in this anger, they discredit people. They dispute other people's claims. They dispute even the slightest bit of intelligence, and thus discrediting other people. Okay, even if the other person was doing something great, because of their anger, they couldn't see it. They just see the negative side of things. That is so pessimistic, right? It's as if there is no hope. This entire place is like so toxic. They created that toxicity. They just make it impossible for things to flourish. They just make it impossible for progress. Okay, because they have that kind of anger deeply ingrained in them. So they can get the best people on board. We're talking about workplace. They can get the best people on board, but because of their anger that is deep set inside themselves, they're angry probably not even about the workplace. They may be angry about themselves deep inside them because they don't understand themselves. Their anger towards themselves actually gets generated and released as though other people are at fault. So you can hire the best people, and the best people will still leave because you discredited them. You disputed their cases. Okay, they may be presenting a really good case, but you disputed them. After a while, all these really fantastic, intelligent people who deserve better treatment as an employee will leave the workplace. Similarly, if you get a really good partner, okay, in life, but your own anger actually disputes their goodwill, the good that they are doing, your partner will leave you, right? It's really that simple. Okay, so their minds are free from disputation. If, let's say, they let go of anger, they calm themselves, right? Their minds, because there's no anger, there's no disputation, their minds are gentle and compassionate. Okay, an angry person will not be gentle. An angry person cannot be compassionate, at least not genuinely. Okay, if you were to look at an angry person, you give the person a piece of thing. In their anger, even if they're not flaring up, they will destroy the object. Okay, no matter how good the object is, they will still destroy it, right? Because it is subconscious, it is inside. But if you let go, you can have an object that is less than perfect, right? But it functions. But if you don't have anger, you are calm, you're really peaceful, you're gentle, you're compassionate, you can also see the changes in this inanimate object that matter. It becomes better, right? I give you a piece of stone, okay? I give you a piece of stone. You are calm, you are gentle, you are peaceful. I tell you, this stone, rub it, okay? Make it shine. What happens? You are peaceful, you are gentle, you're compassionate, you rub the stone, you know. After a while, this stone, you might just rub it until it becomes a diamond or a shiny stone at least, you know. I won't tell you what stone I'm giving you. Okay, but it will become better. That piece of whatever it is that you're handling, whether it's a person or an object, it will become better when you're gentle and compassionate to it without the anger. Okay, but if you pass a piece of stone to somebody who is angry, what will this person do? There won't be patience. Okay, rub the stone until it shines. What will this person do? Scrub it, right? Scrub, scrub, scrub. Why are you not shining? Scrub, 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 scrub. And eventually what happens? The stone breaks, right? So it is, I know this is a kind of an extreme, and some people are going to just dispute this and say, no, stones don't break, blah, 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 blah. You're trying to see, okay? But I don't want you to be trying it until your anger comes up. I would rather you be trying and be that gentle and compassionate where you just shine the stone until it's really shiny and becomes a really valuable gemstone, okay? Not the broken one, okay? So, gentle and compassionate. But I want to make sure that you know, gentle and compassionate does not mean weak and soft. Okay, gentle and compassionate can also embed wisdom inside. Okay, I can be gentle to a child, I can be compassionate to a child, but it does not mean that I will allow a child to make mistakes over and over again. Okay, I have seen. One day I was having dinner, okay, with my boyfriend. The next table had this kid who's shouting, I want my sweets, I want my sweets, I want my sweets. Okay, this kid was shouting. What were the parents doing? What were the grandparents doing? They were quiet. Okay, do you think that is gentle? Do you think that is compassionate? That may be gentle, but it's definitely not compassionate. Okay, if you are really compassionate, you will gently tell the child, this is not the way to behave, okay, in public or in private. It is not the right way to behave. Okay, so compassion does not mean that I shall condone if you are doing bad things. Compassionate means, okay, I shall look at your case and then I shall address your case as gently as I can to bring it to you for you to change for the better. Okay, in workplaces, this is what PIP does, okay? Performance improvement plans. This is what PIP does, okay? If you have a toxic person, somebody who harasses or bully other people in the workplace, you can't say that I'm compassionate, so I'm not going to do anything to this person. Oh, this poor guy, I cannot be firing him. You don't fire him, sure, go ahead and have your version of false compassion, because this person is going to grow so arrogant, right? And eventually it destroys this person that you're trying to protect, trying to keep employed in the company. It's not going to help you in the long run. What happens to this person after this person retires? None of us are going to get younger. We are all reaching towards retirement age. We are getting older. So what happens if this person leaves the company? Are you able to protect him from the society? Right? You won't be able to do that. So in your compassion, you sometimes need to teach the person a good lesson. Okay? It may be a PIP, it may be downright just firing this person and say that your attitude makes it impossible for an organization to flourish based on our culture. Unless your culture, of course, is all about harassment and things like this, right? So, but if you are really compassionate, don't allow this person to destroy himself. Okay? So there is a line that is drawn between compassionate with wisdom and compassionate without wisdom. It's up to you to learn how to go towards the wisdom part. Okay? But if you do not have anger inside you, you have wisdom inside you, you will always be able to steer the situation or the people or the matter to something that is good. Okay? So do not have anger inside you. You have anger inside you, you cannot think calmly, you cannot think correctly. It won't benefit anybody. Definitely won't benefit yourself, right? So the next one, they achieve the great kindness of saints. Okay, saints are kind. Okay, but not just saints. I will also say things like bodhisattva. Okay, they are the saints, but bodhisattva is actually, if you're looking at saint, I'm talking about sainthood as in the first stage of sainthood. The one that is achievable, Sotapannya. Okay, if we look at the Theravada Buddhism, the first stage of sainthood is already full of kindness because they know that everything is karmic based. They understand mind and matter. Okay, so the kindness of saints. How are saints kind? Okay, if you are failing your exams, okay, your school exams, because you were not studying, a saint won't come and give you A score grades. Okay, this is the kindness of saints. As said earlier, like the compassion, the great compassion, the gentleness that you have. If you fail in your exam, a saint will help you kindly how to teach you to learn and retain your learning in your memory. Okay, that is kindness. A saint will not give you all the money in the world. A saint will not throw you into a lot of luxuries without you learning how to earn it first. Okay, a saint will not just pamper you unless you truly deserve it. Okay, a saint, when you are in trouble, okay, will not hand you help unless in the past you have always been helping other people. Okay, so this is the kindness of saints, right? Saints have wisdom. But if you were to look at what's happening these days, right? Parents are pampering their children even though their children don't deserve that kind of pampering, right? For example, for a while there are a lot of parents who just, earn a lot of money, have that baby, but the baby is taken care of by a nanny who treats the baby as a boss, a baby boss, and thus whatever baby boss wants, nanny just comply. Because if nanny does not comply, daddy and mommy are going to fire nanny. Okay, this is why I cannot be nannies, because I don't comply. If a person is wrong, it is wrong. Okay, so to protect her own job, nanny will just listen to what baby boss says, so baby boss gets also happy. And what happens is that if anybody like daddy or mommy comes back and sees that baby boss is doing something wrong and wants to punish baby boss will throw the tantrum. Baby boss will be so angry, lost all manners. That is the doing of something that is, without wisdom. The parents taught that kind of treatment, having somebody to take care of the baby so well is not an act of kindness, at least not to the child. The child does not have a threshold to withstand all the pressure of being told that they cannot do wrong, right? That they are not allowed to be nasty, that they are not allowed to do bad things. They don't have that kind of boundaries. They don't build that kind of resistance, that kind of persistence to go through. Okay, so that is really not kindness at all. Okay, so kindness, you need to have wisdom. Okay, so with somebody that does not have anger, it's all calm, wisdom comes in, and therefore they are able to achieve the great kindness of saints. Okay, number 6, they are caring and generous so that they always want to benefit and comfort others. When you are not angry, you can think greater beyond your selfish self. Okay, you can think for your people, your community, for others. If you are angry, you are burning inside you, you can't think for the benefit of others. You will always automatically only be thinking for yourself, which is not right. Okay, we live, they say that humans are social animals. You need to live in communities. Although sometimes I do enjoy my own company, but still I'm not able to isolate myself away from other people. I'm not living in a jungle, and even if I were to live in a jungle like an ascetic, right, I still need to live with the ants, I still need to live with the snakes, I still need to live with all the insects and all the animals that are in the jungle. Okay, so if I am calm and peaceful and nice inside, okay, the stillness inside, my first reaction to something is for the benefit of others. It won't be for myself. Okay, and in return, when you are thinking for the benefit of others, it will in turn benefit yourself. Okay, so this is how the law actually goes. Even if, let's say, you're in a company where of people who are selfish, okay, you are thinking for their benefit, but they are thinking selfishly for themselves. You don't need to worry about them mistreating you. You don't need to worry about them betraying you. Because why? If you are selfless and they are selfish, the karmic condition that put you together will shift. Your karma will not fit in with their karma. And because of this, the event that brought you all together will then just disband. Okay? Then you will be taken away to other people who are more like-minded than you. Okay, they just say that, likeness attracts. But what kind of likeness is actually about the karma, the karmic conditions. Like if you are like that, right, you attract people who are also like that because your karma are similar. Okay, you build your karma based on your selflessness to take care of other people, and so there are also other selfless people who are taking care of other people, similar karma to yours, and thus you go into their company. And these selfish people, they can try to keep holding on to you, but they won't be able to because the karmic condition is already different. Understand? Okay, so it will be to your own benefit eventually, right? So number 7, that appearances are dignified and respected by all. You see people who are calm, you see people who are silent, automatically you have a deep respect for them, right? Automatically you will feel that you revere them. Like if I were to go to a temple, right, I see an elderly monk who sits very, very quietly in meditation. I may be a loud person, okay, a party person, but the moment I see this very calm person sitting there in meditation, automatically I go within his radius. I will want to be silent myself out of respect. I find that I respect his silence. I don't want to disturb him, and I'm afraid of disturbing him because he was so calm and so peaceful, right? But if you were to go to somebody who is like, oh, always party, that kind of thing, right? You don't feel the need to be too silent with these people, right? So when you are calm, peaceful, and you're not angered, when you look at angry people, right, they don't really get much respect from others. You look at all the social media postings, right, those videos where people just lash out and brr, the kind of anger. Okay, the first instant maybe it's like, oh, you see he's speaking his mind, right? Great. But after a while, one day when you sit back and you are calm yourself, you agree with him because your anger is also high up there. But if one day you become calm, you sit down and you just revisit this video, you'll find that, ooh, why do you just get so worked up about something like that? Because eventually things don't matter, okay? This thing that matter right now may not matter in the future because time passes by, things change, okay? So why is he so worked up at this moment? And then you say, he has a temper, he has an attitude, okay? So be calm, be silent, let go of the anger, and then slowly you build your radius. The calmness within you will radiate, okay? Silence, some people think that silence is like, you're just quiet, right? But you don't know the power of silence. When you are really quiet and really calm, by itself it is a vibration, okay? It spreads and it goes far. When people talk to you, you may notice some people, when you talk to them, you are just prone to get really angry, agitated. You want to pick a fight with them. You thrive at picking fights with them, right? But there are some people, when you approach them, it's like, I can't talk angry with this person because I don't know, I reach there, I just cannot get angry, right? You ever felt that before? So this is the vibrations given out by the calmness, okay? So they are automatically respected, all right? And then since number 8, the last part of it, since they are kind and forbearing, they will soon be born into the celestial realm, okay? Back to that association with the likeness attraction, okay? If you are not an angry person, you are calm, you are nice, you are peaceful, you are gentle, you have no place in hell, because hell is chaotic. Hell is all about the pain, the excruciating kind of pain, punishment, things that are so violent, you know. If you're violent, you attract yourself to that realm of violence. But if you let go of that anger, then you elevate yourself into the realm of gentleness, into the realm of calmness. That is the celestial realm, the opposite of hell, the opposite side of hell. Hell is on one side, celestial is on the other side. Okay, so whichever way that you choose, whatever path that you choose, it puts you to where you're supposed to be. Okay, so these are the 8. If they dedicate their merits and virtues to the unsurpassed supreme perfect enlightenment, when later they become Buddhas, they will attain a mind that is free from any obstacles. People will not grow tired of watching them. Okay, so for sure, all Buddhas have let go of anger. If they have anger, they won't become Buddhas. Okay, if they have anger, they will still be in hell. But they have let go of all anger. They have elevated from celestial realm. They have gone beyond celestial realm. In fact, they are so calm, it goes into a single kind of stillness. Okay, if you look at science now, science is saying that everything has a vibration, right? All of us are vibrating. If you just sit in meditation, one day I think I'm going to have a talk about meditation, and I might even hold a meditation session with some of you. Okay, you will feel vibration in yourself and in every single cell of your body, in your blood, the vibration even in your hair, your nails. Okay, everything is vibrating. Okay, the more something vibrates, the more changes there are to this thing. The lesser vibration, the lesser changes as it goes on a natural course, a natural process. Okay, so if there is not much vibration in a person, the person just stays very still. The entire cell, okay, the whole universe of this person is calm, is still. Okay, but it still vibrates. So it will still grow old, but it does not grow old as fast as people who have a lot of emotional turmoils. Okay, so it stays as calm as possible, and then this person, your heartbeat will also be calm, right? And so you don't overwork this body. Okay, and without overworking, you are on a normal process, the rightful process, that you will be able to have that kind of calmness. You will be able to withstand a lot of things that will come your way. But you're going to be calm. You don't let it flare the fire inside you, right? And you find that life can be prolonged. I'm not going into that part because there will be a lot of doctors going to dispute this part because they don't believe in it. Okay, but if you were to look at people who are calm, they have a healthy heart rate, and you will, if you follow them through, you find that their entire day they are not highly angered or highly elated. They don't feel euphoria about something. They just have the extreme ups and the extreme downs. They don't have it. Okay, so stay calm. Okay, don't be angry, right? So in conclusion, okay, I think this video is long enough. In conclusion, what you want is to let go of the anger. Okay, I have stated the benefits. So in my future talks, you will encounter the ways of how to let go. Okay, it won't be in this talk about hell, because talk about hell is about letting you know how dangerous it is, how painful it is, what kind of punishments there are in hell. Okay, but in the letting go part, it will be in the Dhamma Sutra of it's not in Dhamma Sutra, it's in the Diamond Sutra, and it's also in the Infinite Lifetime Sutra. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this talk today, and I hope that try as much as possible to let go of your anger. I'm not saying control anger. You cannot control anger, because you will suppress anger is not good. It will erupt. But let go of the anger. And how do you let go? There are many ways, okay, which I'll share later. But this video is already almost 1 hour. Okay, so we shall meet again in the next video. Meanwhile, stay calm, stay happy. If you have anything that makes you angry, just watch this video again and think of the benefits that you can get. One of them is everlasting youth. Okay, so see you again soon. Bye bye.